Well, hello everyone. I would like to introduce you to the new blade. This blade I have created for our industry because we were really in need of a hybrid needle. I'm so excited about this beautiful hybrid premium needle because it can work both ways. This is why it's bi. So I have created this with a flat side here that you can use to drag strokes or you can use to push pigment in. And then I have created the curved side of the U-blade in order to also make beautiful strokes, crisp, clean lines. So with this particular needle, you can use it for shading, you can use it for line work, you can use it for lip liner, eyeliner, brow lines. You can also use it for shading large brows and for shading eyes and any other manual work you'd like to use it for. With this versatile blade, you won't need to pop out two blades. You can use one blade for multiple techniques and not have to switch up your needle. So it's fan-friggin-tastic. I'm so excited to bring this to you guys. I hope it's gonna make life so much easier for you. I know it has for me, and I wanted to share it so that you can have the joy as well. I look forward to sharing more. Let's go check this out. Okay, so now we've got it, our handle. You can use basically any handle. We do create our own handles, and they're shorter so that you can work under a mag light. And depending on your preference, if you want more flex, of course, you're gonna have it out further, but for less flex, you're gonna use it a little bit tighter and tighten up your handle. Now with the blade, the way it's designed, you can use it flat like so, where you're just tapping it forward. You can pull with it, or you can use the curve on the tip to pull either way. So there's lots of versatility with this baby. And even if you're using two colors, you can clean it quite easily and switch in between colors. If you're using different techniques, you can shade first and then go in after and do your strokes with the back side, shade with the front. So lots of ways you can play with it, but that's standard how I generally use it, working straight up and down, and then I maneuver my hand as I need to create the angles that I work with. Okay, so I'm gonna show you how to shade now. We're gonna use the flat side of the needle, and we're gonna start at the tip of the tail, and I'm just literally lightly on a side angle pushing forward with my pigment and my needles. So we're just pushing forward. It's a forward, we're not lifting up. We're going straight in, like so. And then I just overlap. Not bricklaying, but basically I'm just hugging it next to each other, like, and then as we work through, you'll pick up your speed. It will come, the speed will come. I can do a full shaded brow in literally 30 minutes doing this technique because the pigment deposits where I want it to, and I can get very precise. By diluting your pigment, you can get that soft powdery look. So don't stress if it looks too saturated. In the beginning, it will flake off a bit and you'll lose some color. But you can see how much shading that, and I'm just gonna rotate this for the camera here. Again, I'm still just using the flat side and I'm pushing it. I'm letting the tool do the work. I like to start at the top and work down, and then work back up again, overlap. You're gonna go down, you're gonna come back up again, you're gonna overlap, you're gonna come down. So you're just gonna keep doing this over and over. If I'm working, say it's from the top, just so that you can see me via camera. So here's the look there, and we're just pushing it forward. It's a push forward and a pull out. Push forward and a pull out. There's no lifting, we're not snagging the skin. It's a push forward and a pull back. Push forward, pull back. Push forward, pull back. Push forward, pull back. Push forward, pull back. And you can see the amount of flex this needle has for that particular type of technique. Lots of beautiful flecks. Okay, so I'm gonna work faster here. So now I'm gonna start working with my needle and we're gonna work faster. So this is where you can get to a point where you're working this quickly and you can get these brows banging out. Like this, the time of 3-hour brow sessions is over. So with this session, so I'm just gonna say if you want more saturation, so this is your first pass and you've got quite a bit of color in, but now you wanna get a really dense back end, that's when you would go redo this on the tail using your flat side, and now you're gonna carry the flat edge forward. This way we're gonna get a crisscrossing, hatching effect on the skin, which will allow for a more saturated pigment deposit. See this? Look how saturated that tail is now. And all we've done, this is 2 passes. 2 passes. That's it. That's all you need. And look how fast that was. So any of the little spots that you see in between, as long as your pattern is consistent, this will spread and blur a little bit. So don't be really picky about going in and getting every, tiny little spot that's missed. That is the kind of pixelation that you with the shading technique in order to keep it looking more natural. So we want that aeration between, but what you're looking for is consistency. You want to keep your stroke and your pattern consistent. So however you're doing your overlap, make sure that's consistent all the way through. If you're coming up and going only a quarter and then overlapping, or if you're going a half and overlapping, just make sure that it's consistent so that your pattern looks the same all the way through. So for a hybrid brow, this would be fabulous because now we've got our shading. We're creating our shading and we're going a little bit lighter with our shading now, coming up into the front, creating a little more aeration. And we're gonna taper that down so that it blends into our beautiful little strokes that we're gonna create here. Okay, so we've created that beautiful little shading, creates nice natural little impressions. It's okay that they're irregular. This is what makes it look more natural. This is the secret. Guys are all out for perfection, but that doesn't look natural. When people want natural, it's because it's these little imperfections that make it. All right, so now we've got shading, and then we're gonna go up and we're gonna do lines. So I'm gonna take my needle, I'm gonna flip it over. We're gonna use the back U section of it, and we're gonna do our first stroke, our second stroke, just like that. Oof. Look at how beautiful and natural this looks. So natural. And that's what it's all about. Just like that. So that will heal in, and then you get a strong saturation at the back. Now again, depending on how much saturation you want, you would just crisscross your lapping so that you get that extra layer on top, building that density up. I hope this helps. I can't wait for you guys to play with it, and I want your feedback. So give me some feedback. Let me know what you like and what you don't like about this needle so that, down the road we can tweak it and always make it better.